Happy birthday to you. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Happy Saturday. Sun is shining. It's freezing cold, but the sun is still shining. How are you doing? At least here in the UK, it's freezing cold. I was talking to my friend Sofie before I came out here this morning, who lives in Bali, of course. Lovely and warm out there, I'm sure. And actually, she talked about Ho'oponopono, which we will talk about a little bit later on. After, yes, we start talking about living a life you love. Now, I normally start off this thing, don't I, by saying, welcome to the first day of the rest of life. You see, every day can be your birthday, if you choose to let it be so, or if you choose to celebrate it so. And then I go on to say, why wait to start living a life you love? Why not start today? Why not start right now? So here's what we're going to talk about today, is learning to live a life you love. And interestingly enough, as we found many times ago, sometimes everything I've watched and involved myself in this morning has helped with this message that I want to pass across to you today. But first of all, we're going to blow out the candles on our cake. This is the thing we've started doing now, of these things. And we're going to wish happy birthday to 5 people whose birthdays it is, real birthdays today. So, breathing out the candles in your cake first. And I recommend this for anybody who's struggling with panic attacks or anxiety attacks at any point, or if you're feeling stressed out during the day. Repeat this 5 times, but we're just going to do it once for now. Breathe in 5 through your nose, 1 in through the nose for 5, hold for 5, and then blow out all your candles and make a wish. Have a little bit of positive affirmations for the future. And also remember all the birthdays you've had in the past that you've loved and enjoyed. And when you have been surrounded by friends and family at your birthday, unlike the last 12 months or so. Okay, so 5 in through the nose. Hold for 5, and then blow out your candles and make a wish for the future. Again, do that 5 times. Remember 5 different birthdays, whatever you like. That's kind of cool. Happy birthday today to Tristan Martin, who does IT stuff up in Telford area. Krishna Ruparelia. There you go, that's an interesting surname. I think I know you through property or something. Birmingham direction, I think. Jamie Haggett, who lives in America. Have we actually met Jamie? I don't know. Elaine Sullivan, I don't think we've met either. I think I must know you through 4N, judging by the mutual friends we have. And Karl Goins, no idea. Absolutely no idea how I know you at all. But for all of you, tell me how I know you in the comments below. Tell us what you do and what we can buy from you. That'll be great. And maybe other people will get to know you as well. Maybe make some connections better. So there you go. Happy birthday to all of you 5 people whose birthdays it actually is today on Saturday. Now I would normally say happy birthday to the people whose birthdays is tomorrow, because I don't do these messages tomorrow. Sorry about that. Wind blowing the camera off. But I forgot to see whose birthday it was tomorrow. Never mind, I'll do it on Monday. So happy birthday to anybody whose birthday it is tomorrow. I will wish you a happy birthday on Monday. There you go, cool. So we're now into the topic of the day, learning to live a life you love. Well, this all started off, actually, I normally would read the Loveability book, which is linked in the description below. But I ended up watching an Instagram post from Katie Freiling, which is also linked in the description, which is really cool because it was about intimacy, something I started to watch yesterday and popped in today after I saw a message from Sofie, of course, and she was talking about Ho'oponopono, which is, by the way, let's just do that for now. It's a method for releasing anger and frustration and asking for forgiveness as well. Not necessarily from people in your life, but also from yourself. I think predominantly it's actually used for asking for forgiveness for yourself. And the way it goes, 4 simple sentences, sorry, my fingers are a bit cold, is... I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Which is nice because it finishes on I love you, which is one of my things, isn't it? Big thing like so. It's I'm sorry, always a good start, isn't it? Apologising for something you've done. Please forgive me, asking the other person to forgive you. Thank you for forgiving you, obviously. And I love you. To reinforce the positivity you've now created between the two of you. And of course that can work between you and yourself as well. So if you've done something that you like, we talked about this yesterday about learning how to love yourself a little bit more, and what do you do? Blocks do you have in your life to stop you from loving yourself and stopping you from hating yourself as well? Because we have a tendency to say, to beat yourself up about things you haven't done, and we tend to lie to ourselves, and we say, I'm going to do something, I'm going to try to do something, and then not do it, as opposed to choosing to do something and then just doing it. So we need to forgive ourselves as well for some of the things that we may have done in the past, but that we can change in the future, because we can't change the past, but we can change what we do in the future. Again, reasons and excuses kind of thing that I've talked about many times on these these lives. Cool. So learning to live a life you love, though. It's all about finding things that you love and you enjoy. Got 2 or 3 examples of this. Warren Buffett's top 10. He talked about this 2 or 3 times during the link in the description again. Oh, by the way, the Blinkist book of the day today, really good. The Urban Monk, all about the art of stopping time. Loved it, very good. There's a few things there a little bit too meditation-y, but there's some really cool ideas about going to sleep, for example, in the evening, something I'm going to incorporate. I love the idea. He said the idea of he talked about turning your devices off at 7 o'clock at night. It's a bit unpractical for most people. I did like the idea of taking maybe an hour, maybe half an hour before you go to bed. Morning, Wendy. Happy birthday to you, because welcome to the rest of your life. It's a Saturday, it's a weekend, and you love my positivity. So there's a little bit of extra positivity for you. So about half an hour or so before you want to go to sleep. Turning off all the devices and all the lights, and lighting a candle. I love the idea of that. And I've got to be careful, obviously, that you don't fall asleep while your candle's burning. But what you could do potentially is sit on the edge of your bed rather than lie down, light the candle, write a little journal, because it's one of the things that we do during this week of this challenge that I'm doing. By the way, if you want to take part in the next challenge, we're starting on the 21st of February. How to learn to live your life in a week, basically. I think I might change it. It was going to be called Reclaim the Power of Your Own Mind, but I actually quite like the idea of learning to live a life you love in a week, in 7 days. 7-day Learn to Live a Life You Love challenge. How does that sound, everybody? Tell me in those comments what you think about that, about renaming it that, because it's basically the same thing. What was I talking about? Oh yes, so we're writing down. So a little task I have for everybody to rewire your brain for positivity. Before you go to bed, write down 3 things you've achieved during the day. Morning, Alex, as well. 3 things you're kind of grateful about, things that made you smile during the day, and then 3 things you want to achieve tomorrow. And then read through the list again and relive all those things, and really deeply feel all those feelings. While the candle's on is kind of a cool idea. So you have the candle on, you get a chance to relax and calm down. Your brain you emptied your brain out of all these thoughts. Then you go to bed and go to sleep. Blow the candle out first, obviously. And then next morning you pick up that same list, and you read through it and you relive all those things again. So you're reinforcing all those positivity things from the day before. We go through this. This is one of the exercises we do during the 7-day challenge, the Learn to Live Your Life Again challenge. I like that. That sounds good. I'm going to go with that, I think. Starting on the 21st of February. So if you're interested in that, comment below, let me know. Cool. Starting to run out of time already, but I've got a few more things to talk about. So Warren Buffett was saying, just enjoy your life. He said, don't sleepwalk through your life, which is such a cool idea. But somebody was asking about what side of a job to go for. He said, go for a job that you love, that you want to enjoy. That's very good. Morning, Samantha. How you doing? He said, don't just wait to have a life you love later on, which is something I always say. He said, it's a little bit like saving up sex until you're older. Why would you do that? That's just craziness. He said it's really not a good idea. Obviously, he's an old guy, so he kind of knows what it's like to have sex, I guess, as an old guy. You might going to enjoy that much more when you're younger, aren't you? So, don't walk through life. Don't sleepwalk through life, rather, because it's like saving up sex until you're older. What a great line. I love it. Thank you very much, Warren Buffett, for that line. Cool. So that was kind of cool. And then he also said the other thing that was kind of cool is about starting to move your life forward. He said it's like having like a 100-yard sprint, or 100-meter sprint, I guess you could say, in the Olympics or something. It's a good idea in your life to find a way so that when the gun goes off, you're 10 to 15 yards in front of everybody else. So you've got that advantage. So don't wait. Start early on. Get investments and get going. This is another thing we'll talk about during the Learn to Live a Life You Love challenge. It does sound good, doesn't it? We talk about money. We talk about how to save, put a little bit of money away, save away, but also how to invest it as well, and how to invest it successfully so it grows over time. I'll show you how to open up a trading 212 ISA, how to get some free money from cryptocurrency. I know it's scary stuff, but I can show you how to do that without spending any money at all. You can make $20-$30 and then you can stick it into your trading ISA, and then you can start putting a little bit of money every day, every week into that ISA, and grow that money over time, because it's got a dividend, it's got income potential and growth potential all built in. I'll show you how to do that all during the week. That's our 10 minutes. So we're going to go on for another 5 minutes because this is a really good topic, really good subject. So we'll do all that during the Learning to Live Your Life challenge. I do love the sound of that. It's fantastic. Cool. So what else did we talk about? Really cool, again, in the description, my friend Melanie Beswicks has got a beautiful daughter, Molly. She had a lot of trouble with Molly as she was growing up. She was born, I think, very premature, I seem to remember. It was a while ago now. There's a beautiful video on Instagram, so it's not like I'm whatever, you know what I mean. And it's Molly just trying to start to stand up, almost standing up, almost getting going, and just like, oh, she's so close, she's so close. And I thought it was such a great metaphor, because everybody talks about this whole falling down, standing up thing, and they're saying, oh, fall down 7 times and get up 8. No, you can't do that, because you have to fall down in the first place. So you go fall down, get up, fall down. It's an even number. If you fall down 7 times, you've got to get up 7 times. You can't get up 8 times, because otherwise you have to start on the floor. Anyway. But I suppose that's where Molly started. Molly started on the floor, and then she got up, and then she fell down, and then she got up, and then she fell down. But I thought it was a great metaphor for never giving up. And of course, children don't give up, do they? They never give up. It's later on in life when we learn to give up, because we start getting embarrassed about things. We start feeling bad about doing things, and other people judging us and so forth, which is never clever, is it? But it was really cool. And I also thought it was quite a good example as well, because there's quite a big family. They got like 3 girls, I think. Melanie's got, and they're much older as well, so they're like 5 plus, I think, most of them. And so they're all walking. All the adults in the house are walking. And so Molly's got this example, constantly surrounding herself with people who are already up and walking. So she's got this, like, surrounding yourself with people who are already doing what you want to do, what you want to achieve. So you've got something to look at. You've got, you know, it's possible. So you never give up, because you know it's possible, because you can see everybody else doing it. And that's what you need in your life. You don't want people holding you back who haven't achieved anything. I watched a really great video yesterday from Grant Cardone, and he was saying the problem with most people is they learn about money from broke people. Now, admittedly, I'm not the wealthiest person in the world, but I have read a lot of books, I know a lot of stuff, and I understand how it all works. I'm just not making enough money yet, but that's what I'm moving on now. That's the next thing I'm moving on to, is that income source, which is why I was talking to Wendy about this yesterday. I've just relaunched my Patreon page. So if you want to go to Patreon, patreon.com/John V. Denley. There's a £1 option in there. I'm probably going to do, I haven't decided on this fully yet, 10% off anything I do in the future if you are a Patreon supporter on there. If you just want to support me, if you're getting value out of these things and you want to support me and pay me £1 a month, that would be fantastic. It would be amazing to have that. There'll be more stuff going on to that Patreon page. At the moment, it's my old one I did for ages ago when I first started my podcast, which is, I don't do anymore. But I will do. We'll start that again soon as well, because I've just been contacted by a VA in the Philippines who's interested in working with me. She actually came out to me and said, can I come work with you, John? That's kind of cool, huh? Okay, 2 minutes left. Just going to wrap up with a little bit. Morning, Louise. How you doing? This was the Ent-spresso thing from Evan Carmicheal, talking about, and it was inspired by Jeff Bezos. So and it was kind of cool. And it's all about getting started and never giving up. So it's kind of the same topic we talked about with the Molly walking thing. Again, interesting news about Jeff Bezos. I was looking it up the other day because I was trying to work out where he came from with the name Bezos. And his dad was, I think, Chilean immigrant and so forth, but he wasn't his actual dad. His actual dad didn't even know that Jeff was born, because his mum was like a single mum, got pregnant, didn't tell Jeff's actual real father that she was pregnant, so went off and had the baby and was a single mum, and the dad didn't even know anything about it until much later. So how kind of weird is that, to suddenly find out that you're the father of Jeff Bezos at some point later in life? I'm not sure when he found out, but it's kind of a fun story I found out on, I think, Wikipedia. But Jeff was talking about how a child never gives up on trying to put a square peg into a round hole. It's just like, because they didn't understand about being embarrassed about not being able to, about failing, about not being able to do it. And that's exactly where that whole Molly thing connected into there as well. Never giving up, and making sure you're surrounded by the right people to give you inspiration to move you forward. That's what I am. That's what I'm here to do. During our Learn to Live a Life You Love challenge, starting on the 21st of February. I will help you to understand all the things that I do on a daily basis, my tiny little habits I do on a daily basis to help move me forward, of which one of those things is incorporating the thing I talked about earlier on, lighting a candle just before going to bed. My bedtime routine is not great, and I'm working on fixing that. So that's what I'm doing. I am a living example of what I teach in my challenge. So there you go. I have been doing it throughout lockdown since May last year. That's why I look so happy and lovely all the time now, and why I can give you positivity from me. Anyway, there you go. And then it's a matter of practice, just like anything. Okay, that's all from me today. Happy Saturday. Take care, everybody. Sending you loads of love. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing weekend, and see you on Monday. Bye.